All right, we're going to keep this show going. Bring up the next comic. Very funny guy, Mr. Vincent Malley.
Hello. So, happy Thanksgiving or something. I don't know how it works. So, yeah, it's probably hard to tell from my thick Brooklyn accent. I'm not from New York. Yeah, I'm French. Nobody has this accent on purpose. But don't worry, if you don't understand everything I say, I will just repeat every joke twice. So it's probably hard to tell because of my thick Brooklyn accent. I'm joking about it, but I'm really struggling with my accent. It's really a struggle for me. For example, if I want to go to see the ocean, I will ask you if you know any nice beaches. My favorite ones are the Hamptons beaches. They don't have crabs. I'm scared to order Coca-Cola at restaurants. And it's a shame because I love cock. God, I love cock. I'm addicted to cock. I mean, I can easily get 6-7 cocks every day. So I'm from Paris, originally. Paris, the city of lights, mostly famous for the Eiffel Tower, for rude people, terrorist attacks. Yeah. But it's a shame, because we were the most romantic city in the world. Now we're the biggest escape room in the world. Yeah. Now, we were shocked because we're not, French are not used to gun casualties because you might know, but unlike the US, we don't have guns. French, the guns is not allowed. We have a different culture, Here in the US, in France, for example, we don't even have peanut butter or bacon. But now we have mass shooting, so you see, we're getting there. You probably wonder also why I'm not wearing a beret and a striped shirt, right? I'm trying to blend in. I even quit miming. No, but I also quit smoking. Thank you. It's a big deal, especially for French, because in France we have to smoke. This is a law. Yeah, but you probably wouldn't be that afraid of cancer if you had free healthcare, when I quit smoking, I gained some weight. Yeah, I finally went over the French legal weight limit. Got deported in the US. It's funny because when you move to the US, all your friends are overly worried that you will just become obese within 3 months. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me. I mean, for example, if you would move to France, would you be afraid to be arrogant and chic? I actually lost weight since I live here. You want to know my secret? Yes, no, yes. Okay. I'll tell you anyway. Your food sucks. No, it's true. I mean, if you don't believe me, why didn't you even bother to translate bon appétit? Only makes sense in French. I also started a diet. It's called renting a 1-bedroom in Manhattan. It's mostly fasting. You knew that fasting was actually trending? I mean, some genius came up with the idea that if you starve yourself to death, you will lose weight. Genius. Third world favorite diet. You should laugh at this one. You did good. So the concept is just to stress your body, so you will just burn fat quickly. It's called ketosis, which is a Latin word for bad breath. Yeah. It's called intermittent fasting, the method. It's intermittent fasting because you cycle between period of eating and fasting. I call that skipping a meal. But be careful, like 3 weeks of fasting is still called dying. So I had a pretty good year. I just moved to the US like a year ago. You can clap this one because it's a big leap for me. Thank you. You don't seem to care so much. Thank you. And I had a kid. But this one I don't deserve. My wife did everything. Yeah, she the one who gave birth to the baby. She the one who carried the baby 9 months. She the one who forgot to take her damn pill. Yeah, I did nothing. Nothing. Yeah, maybe, I helped making the baby. But even then, my wife says it was nothing. You want me to tell you about the labor with all the details and everything? Yeah. Bunch of weirdos. Okay, I will tell you then. But we'll be disappointed because it was a C-section. Yeah, so I haven't seen much. By the way, have you ever wondered why you were not allowed to watch the birth when it was a C-section? But somehow you can watch when it's a natural birth. And let me rephrase this. How come you can't watch an experimented surgeon making a clean cut and gently pulling the baby out of his womb, but somehow you're allowed to watch some sort of alien covered in blood getting out of your wife's genitals? You ever heard mucus plug? Oh. It's exactly what it is. Anyway, C-section. So what's happening is just like the assistant is putting a curtain, to hide everything before they just sew your wife in half. I mean, assistant, curtain, woman sewed in half. This is a magic show. So then you have the obstetrician / gynecologist / magician who just pulled the baby like a rabbit. And he showed it to you like, is this your baby? God, he was blue and crying. I said, no, it's not my baby. 2 minutes later, he comes back with a beautiful sleeping baby. This one was white, balding and chubby. Oh, yeah, this is my baby. Before you leave the hospital, they want to show you a shaking babies video. To be clear, it's not how to shake your baby. It's why you shouldn't shake your baby. Since we had no intention to shake our baby, we said no, and we just went home. But 2 days later, with no sleep, and a baby constantly crying, we were back at the hospital to watch the video. And we brought the baby with us, as a threat. Yeah, I think we totally underestimated the impact of a baby in our life. Before the birth, with my wife, we were thinking, hey, it won't change anything. Let's be lovers before being parents. Yeah, if I had to sum up the impact of the baby in my life, in one word, it would be ISIS. Yeah. If I know the exact age of my kid today, because it is also the last time I had sex. But don't get me wrong, I love my baby, it's beautiful, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Every time I look at him, I think, what a shitty healthcare system you have. Thank you.
Vincent, everybody!